Andrea Cox here. How are all of you? Thank you so much for being here tonight in my kitchen. It is pretty late and I worked all day. I actually dealt with clients all day, which is a complete joy for me. And I also filmed a Facebook Live and I had a few mishaps. A candle broke all over my floor. There's wax all over my floor. I had to clean that up, but I wanted to make for all of you one of my grandma's favorite recipes, and it is a purple cabbage stew. And this is something that I make. I'll make it usually on a Sunday, on my Food Prep Sundays. You can check out those videos. I'll link one right here. And I make it on a Sunday and I eat it all week, for dinner, for lunch, for whenever. So let's get right into the video. But first, will you do me a favor? Will you subscribe to not only this channel, you can subscribe right up here, hit the See All button and the bell notification button, but also subscribe to my spiritual channel over at the DETOX Intuitive. And those of you who are new to the channel, I am Andrea Cox. I used to be a celebrity raw vegan chef. I have authored 3 books, Juicing for Beauty, Rawlicious Recipes, and my latest book, Eat Right for Your Zodiac. I'm gonna link this right above too. It's an excellent book. You can get it in ebook form or hardback form on both of my websites. And also, one last plug, if you can sign up for my newsletter at andreacox.com, we are redesigning the whole website. It's gonna have amazing things to offer. I am a former celebrity raw vegan chef. I've worked from everyone from people off the Brady Bunch to former NBA basketball players to Tony Award-winning playwrights. And I am an intuitive healer and a detox specialist. So let's get right in. So what you're gonna need is 2 heads of cabbage. Now, this is if you're making it for a large family. I actually make it with 2 heads of cabbage and it lasts me pretty much a week. So 2 heads, medium to small heads. I like medium to large heads. Purple cabbage, 3 Granny Smith apples, and you're gonna want them to be a little wilted. You see mine are a little wilted. 2 white onions, blackstrap molasses. Make sure you get the organic, unsulfured kind. This brand is by Wholesome, Mindfully Delicious. And organic, extra virgin olive oil, some pink Himalayan sea salt or whatever kind of sea salt you prefer. I have this cast iron copper pot, a shun knife, and a wooden spoon. Let's get right into it. So I love these little mats right here. I'm just gonna do all my cutting on here. And I'm gonna point the camera down. So what I am doing, I'm gonna take my cabbage like so. I'm gonna tuck my fingers and I'm gonna almost cut to the bottom, but I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna make 3 deep cuts and I'm gonna turn it counterclockwise and then I'm gonna cut all the way through. And this will just give it a really nice shredded cabbage vibe here. Now I cook on a gas stove, so it heats up pretty quickly, and I'm going to start to heat up the cabbage to go ahead and break it down. Hi there. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil, I do not measure, in the bottom of the pot, just enough to coat the pot. I'm pretty generous with olive oil. I'm going to allow that to heat up. And as it gets warm, I'm gonna make sure and just chopply, I just made a new word. I'm gonna finely chop the cabbage a little more. Now, I don't know, I saw my grandma make this once and these were the ingredients she had in her kitchen and this recipe kind of stuck out for me. She had grown the cabbage and the onions in her garden. She got the apples from a Super Value. She always had blackstrap molasses and olive oil on hand and sea salt, and it was just delicious. So I'm going to take our first head of cabbage, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work it in the oil. Now you can use another kind of oil if you like. I don't use oil very often, but I'm going to work it. I'm gonna knead it down. Is working down. I'm gonna cut our second cabbage, and I'm gonna be a little quicker because you gotta kind of have 5 arms to do all this, but I'm just gonna gently stir this. This is so good for digestion. Cabbage is excellent for digestion, and it's also great if you have diverticulitis or problems digesting cabbage raw. I love to juice cabbage, but a lot of people can't handle it. I love to eat cabbage raw. I do a lot of cabbage tahini wraps, but again, it gives a lot of people gas. And if you think that gas doesn't cause weight gain, just ask a balloon, right? Of course. So I'm stirring this. I'm going to show you this rich purple color here. See? Just going to let it soften. So it's got about 4 minutes on there. So I'll definitely be rushing this video, speeding it up. Like that over there. And I'm just going to kind of monitor it. And I'm going to put this purple cabbage aside because I want this to really cook down and wilt down before I add the rest of the cabbage in. We're going to add the rest of our cabbage in, like so. And I'm going to add just a little bit of water. So by adding that water, it really helps it cook faster. Now I'm going to add the onions, and I'm just going to kind of peel and chop them. You're going to want to add about a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt or whatever sea salt you prefer to kind of help that cabbage break down. I'm going to add a little more of the olive oil. I love raw onion. Good if you're trying to fight candida. Just going to chop the onions really, really fine. Remember, I added some pink Himalayan sea salt to break that down, a little bit of water, and a little bit of olive oil. Now, once this is pretty broken down, and you can see it's pretty broken down, right? Yeah? That's when you'll want to add your onion. So we always put the hardest to cook vegetables in first, and then the easier to cook vegetables, such as the apple, in later. So let's just give this a little more of a whirl. Okay guys, still with me? We're gonna add the onions. Now, I'm gonna work those onions in, and then I'm gonna cut the apples. Here's a great tip. If you find that you didn't skin your onions, they'll always rise to the top while you're cooking. Now, once our mixture has the onions pretty translucent, we're going to want to add the black strap molasses, about half a cup. So, just gonna kind of work this in. Now notice I'm putting this in prior to the green apples. So just a little note, you guys, black strap molasses are excellent if you have any endometriosis or menstrual cycle problems. And you can lick it off your hand. Last, but certainly not least, we're going to chop the apples. Now, this is the one time that I do want you to get the seeds out of the apples, because let's face it, folks, we wouldn't want to chip a tooth, right, on a seed. When you're juicing, the seeds are fine. They have small amounts of B vitamins. No, they are not toxic, but when we are eating, we don't want to chip a tooth. just love making like recipes I saw my grandma make. I don't even think this was ever, I think I only saw her make this one time. So my grandma had a big ability to take what was in her kitchen and just make it work. Add the green apples. And that's what we should be doing right now, folks. So I added 3 small, slightly wilted apples. No particular way of chopping, just, you know. General chop, right? Okay, folks, so it's all done, and I wish you had smell-o-vision. So incredibly good. Look how beautiful that is. All the colors. Right? I'm gonna plate it up so you can see it. My grandmother's cabbage, apple, onion stew. You know, she only made this once, and maybe it's all she had in the house, but this recipe in particular has always stuck with me because of the vibrant color, because I'm vegan, and, well, because I just love my grandma. So, gonna plate it up like so. Some onions there. Some of the green color in there. And there we have it. Incredibly healthy, nourishing, and beautiful, and vegan. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel, and thank you for subscribing to my newsletter at AndreaCox.com. You can put this after it cools in the fridge and eat it all week long. It'll feed a family of 4 for like 7 days. So good. Feeds me for 2 days because I'm a big eater, but oh well. Be well. Thank you guys. Bye.